Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel. Welcome to another 205 Live review. Now, I did say on last week's episode that I don't know if I'm going to continue reviewing 205 Live after the travesty of last week. Now, let me not say travesty. It wasn't a bad episode. It just was kind of boring. But, you know, you can't always expect something to land on the first try. You gotta give it a few more tries before you I'm not gonna watch this. So I'm like, all right, week 2 of Triple H 5 Live, which we're gonna call it Triple H 5 Live. Let's see how it goes. And as you guys can see by the thumbnail, I thought this was better than last week's episode. Would I call it a good episode? I'd call it fun. It was a fun episode. It's not. Here's the thing. If I say it's good, then I'm saying if you have time, you should go watch it. If I'm saying it's great, then you should definitely go watch this episode. If it's amazing, drop everything you're watching and go watch it. If I'm not saying it's good, then it's like, okay, if you come across it and you have nothing on your schedule, then maybe you could check it out. Maybe. I wouldn't put it at the top of your list. Then that's where it is. Wouldn't put it at the top of my watch list, but if I have nothing to do, then I'll check this episode out. That's how it was. We had 3 matches, which I liked, because the past 2 times I watched 205 Live, they have 2 matches, which it's like, you know, I think they're in this mindset that longer is better, and that's not always the case. Just because you have 2 long matches doesn't make it a great show. I can have 2 long matches. I could put on 2 long matches, and it'll be kind of boring, because it's like, you know, we need some diversity. We want to see some other stars. It's like, okay. I mean, if there are 2 long great matches, that's a different story. But if it says 2 long matches, then nah. But anyway, let's get into this review of 205 Live week 3 of February? I don't know what week of February it is, but it's the 20th of February. So we start off with Aria Daivari versus Buddy Murphy. We got a promo package of Buddy Murphy last week. We haven't seen this guy in basically a year since he was in a team with maybe even 2 years. I don't know. When's the last time I seen Buddy Murphy? All I know is that last time I seen Buddy Murphy, he was a tag team with Leslie Blake, and that was in 2015. So probably all 2 or 3 years is the last time I see Buddy Murphy, or I remember seeing him anyway. So we had Aria Daivari versus Buddy Murphy, and Buddy Murphy was very much looking more jacked than I remember him looking, which is a good thing. The guy got in shape. Good for him. He definitely show off in this match. He was definitely a show off. They start off with some rest holds, which I was already like, ugh. But it didn't last too long. It was some quick rest holds from Buddy Murphy. Then he starts showing his power. You know how, the person does a quick shoulder block and they look up like, all right, I see you. They get back up, go for another rest hold, send him into the corner. Boom, rest holder. Boom, clothesline. Keeps on happening until they run outside. You know how that happens. You know how the sequence goes. That's basically what happened here. Buddy Murphy was doing that. Lots of shoulder blocks, lots of hurricanranas. Buddy Murphy was a jack of all trades here. He was doing power moves, he was doing hurricanranas, he was doing suicide dives. There was this really good tope he did, which I don't know if he meant to do it. I don't think he meant to do it, but he went for a tope suicida, and it was really good. Like, this guy looked like a swan flying through the air, but I think he overshot, because when he hit, he barely got Aria Daivari. It looked like it hurt. Like, can you imagine, like, someone just doing a suicide dive and just going splat? Like, he just basically he got all of the outside. Now, he hit a little bit of Aria Daivari, like a shoulder or arm hit it, and, Aria Daivari, like an idiot, would fall. If that were me, I would have acted like he didn't even hit me and just laughed it off or whatever. But Aria Daivari fell, tried to sell it, even though he basically splat all over the mat, but it's whatever. I ignored it because Buddy Murphy had a great showing. Buddy Murphy ended it with a pump handle Death Valley driver, which he hit really quickly. It's basically like a twisting Samoan drop. Like, imagine Tamina doing a Samoan drop, but instead of falling backwards, she turns to the side and that's how she does it. That's what Buddy Murphy did. Really fast, so it looked pretty cool. He did it. He got a pin, and that was the match. It was a pretty nice show for Buddy Murphy, and overall it was between decent and good. Then we got a segment with Drake Maverick, who was introducing that the 205 Live quarterfinal brackets are here, ladies and gentlemen. And in the quarterfinals, we'll be having the following matches. Cedric Alexander will be going up against TJP. Roderick Strong will be going up against Kalisto. Buddy Murphy will be going up against the winner of tonight's main event. And Drew Gulak will be going up against Mark Andrews. All interesting matches. I'll do my predictions for those quarterfinals at the end of this episode. We had a fourth segment between TJ Perkins and Cedric Alexander. I really was not paying attention. The segment lasted all of 45 seconds. We then moved on to Team Luchador. That's what I'm going to call them. Graham Metalik and Lince Dorado with Kalisto as their manager versus the Jobbers. I don't even remember his name. All I knew is that one guy looked like Tyler Bate if he was taller, a lot less leaner, and had brown hair. And I don't know who the other guy even looked like. But it was a fun match. It was a lot of high flying from Team Luchadors, which basically all this match should have been. Really fun stuff, and I would definitely say that this is one of the things that we should be having on 205 Live. I mean, yes, I know it's not balls to the wall, sequences everywhere, and hard-hitting moves, but every now and then we should have a fun match like this, where it's just a lot of fun. I don't want to keep on saying fun, but you know what I mean. We just have to have more fun matches like these every now and then. Not every single week, because that might get repetitive, but, every now and then. Then we get on to the main event. Well, no. Not the main event. But we got a segment between Drew Gulak and the Mandrews, which I'm going to call him Mandrews. I think that's what his nickname is, Mandrews, Mark Andrews. It was some segments. They were talking, they're all jacking each other. Mark Andrews in the ring. Drew Gulak was backstage. They're doing the whole selfie promo thing, which I like. It shows a bit more character depth when they do it themselves, other than when there's like a camera pointed to them and they're looking at the screen all stupid like. So I like this. I appreciated this. It's basically building up their match. Then in the main event, we got Jack Gallagher versus Mustafa Ali. It was decent. It was good. I would call it good. It was West Holds to start, which I was like, ugh. But I'm going to give it a pass because Jack Gallagher is that submission technical-based wrestler, so I'll give it a pass then because that's how he starts off his matches. And he's a heel, so I will give it a pass. In the very beginning, they were doing some back and forth trading pins. You know how to do the whole roll-up thing. It looked kind of goofy, but it was towards the end, it started to look kind of good. They started to shift into high gear towards the end with a lot of high spot moves. Mustafa Ali went for a suicide dive onto Jack Gallagher, and I don't know if he botched or if he purposely did this, but he went for a corkscrew dive, and he stopped midway, and his shoulder just went bah! It hit the apron. Now, the commentators were selling this as if Jack Gallagher were kind of in position for it, but he moved closer to the apron, so that way Mustafa Ali would crash and burn. So he kind of forced himself to crash and burn, so that way he wouldn't take all of the brunt of it. But I didn't see if Jack Gallagher was far away or not because of the camera angle, so I wouldn't know. But I'm going to take the commentator's word for it because that's what you should do. So Ali basically crashed and burned. And then there was a really cool spot where Jack Gallagher had Ali on the top rope. Ali, I don't know what Ali was going for exactly, but Jack Gallagher drop kicked Ali from the top rope into the barricade. I thought it was that was a really cool spot. Not often do we see that. And end of the match came when Ali, out of nowhere, I don't know how he did this, but he got adrenaline pumping out of nowhere. Big targeting point in this match was the shoulder of Ali. You know, he hit his shoulder on the apron during the corkscrew spot. So Jack Gallagher was doing Fujiwaras and, just overall attacking the arm throughout all the match. So he got adrenaline. He made a comeback. I think he punched him in the face or forearmed him in the face, knocked Gallagher down. Clutching his arm the whole time, went to the top rope, hit his inverted 450 for the pin, and Mustafa Ali makes it to the quarterfinals and will be facing Buddy Murphy. Fun show. Should be more like this in the future, and I can definitely see myself watching 205 Live every single week. Alright, before we go, let's get straight into the quarterfinal matches, my predictions. First one we have is Cedric Alexander versus TJ Perkins. I'm going to go with Cedric Alexander since that's the guy who we were trying to build up before Enzo Amore, rape allegations. So I'm going to go with Cedric. We really don't need to see a two-time cruiserweight champion, TJ Perkins, anyway. Roderick Strong versus Kalisto. I'm going to go with Roderick Strong. I'm actually rooting for him to win. So Kalisto doesn't need it. Roderick Strong needs it more. Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. Buddy Murphy, since they're building him up. And Drew Gulak versus Mark Andrews. That's kind of a tough one. I want to go with Drew Gulak because Philly represent, but I'm going to go with Mandrews. So I think the final four would be Mark Andrews, Buddy Murphy, Roderick Strong, and Cedric Alexander. That's going to be a really good semifinals. I hope that's what we're getting. That was your 205 Live review, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys want to see more 205 Live reviews like this. I know the last review did a pretty good number. So let me know down below, guys. I love you guys as always, and I will see you all tonight for an NXT review. Peace out.